Chapter 1, The Fall Guy. The roar of the crowd echoed through the massive arena, a cacophony of excitement, anticipation, and raw energy. Under the blinding spotlight, the executioner, Knox, towered over his opponent, an imposing figure dripping with intensity. His opponent, on the other hand, lay sprawled on the mat, struggling to pull himself up. The Fall Guy, just another jobber doing what he did best. Marcus the Mule Malone wasn't just any jobber. He was a second-generation professional, born into the world of wrestling, where his family had made a name for themselves not by climbing to the top, but by mastering the art of staying at the bottom. The Malone family was respected in certain circles for their flawless ability to lose, to elevate their opponents, and make them look invincible. And Marcus, despite his personal ambitions, was no exception. The sound of Knox's boots slamming into the mat next to Marcus's head snapped him out of his daze. The crowd popped, reacting to Knox as if he had just delivered the final blow. Marcus's body acted on instinct. He staggered to his feet, just in time to catch the next move. A clothesline so brutal that Marcus felt his feet leave the ground. He sold the move like a pro, flipping in the air, landing hard on his back. The ref dropped to his knees, counting out the familiar 1, 2, 3. It was over. Another day at the office. Marcus heard the ring announcer's booming
And the
voice
winner
as
is
the victor's name
Knox.
was called and Knox's hand was raised high. Marcus, lying still, allowed himself one more second on the mat, listening to the crowd cheer for the man standing over him. His opponent had fans, merch, a championship on the horizon, and Marcus had, well, he had a check coming for tonight's work and another booking tomorrow. That's what mattered, right? As Knox exited the ring, Marcus slowly rolled out, grimacing from the impact of the match. The cheers died down as he made his way up the ramp, his own existence quickly forgotten. He was used to it by now. A blur, a shadow, nothing more than a stepping stone for guys like Knox. The lockers were eerily quiet compared to chaos outside. The air smelled like sweat and stale energy drinks. Other jobbers were already there, showering, packing up, or watching the rest of the show on a small TV mounted in the corner. Sitting on the bench, Marcus caught his breath. His phone buzzed. A text message from his father, Frank Mule Malone, a jobber legend in his own right. Frank Malone, saw the match. You sold that clothesline well. Family would be proud. Marcus stared at the message, a mix of pride and frustration bubbling up inside him. Proud? Proud of what? Of laying down night after night so someone else could shine? He clenched his jaw, trying to push the thought away. As he stood up, a figure appeared in the doorway. It was Jimmy the Dream Daniels, another veteran jobber, but one who seemed to love the role. Unlike Marcus, Jimmy reveled in his place on the roster, even giving lectures about the art of jobbing. Solid work tonight, Jimmy said with a grin. You've got that Malone family flair. You know, there's a real art to what we do, kid. Marcus gave a half-hearted smile. He respected Jimmy. How could he not? The guy had been around forever. But there was something about Jimmy's contentment that gnawed at Marcus. Was this all they were supposed to be? Was this their ceiling? I guess, Marcus muttered, pulling his bag over his shoulder. Jimmy caught the tone. Hey, don't start thinking about crossing over, he said with a knowing look. You know the deal. You've got a gift, kid. Don't throw it away trying to be something you're not. Yeah, Marcus said, barely listening as he walked past. As he made his way to the parking lot, Marcus passed other wrestlers, guys like Knox, who were headed to autograph signings or interviews, superstars in the making, guys with brands. Marcus had no such appointments, no fans waiting outside to greet him, no merch to push. He was a ghost, part of the show but never truly in it. He reached his old car, tossed his bag in the back seat, and sat behind the wheel for a moment, staring at the empty passenger seat. His mind wandered to his family's legacy. The Malone family mantra echoed in his head, we lose so they can win. But what if he didn't want to lose anymore? The thought lingered, heavy and dangerous. He started to talk, shaking his head, and pulled out of the lot. He had a match tomorrow in another town. Same routine, same story. But for the first time in years, Marcus felt something stir deep inside. He didn't know what it was yet, but it scared him. Maybe it was hope, or maybe it was just desperation clawing at the edges of a jobber's soul.